in case of your operational strategy formulations. I just quickly go through this particular slide. In the year 2005, Terry Hill provides iterative framework that link together in case of corporate objectives, marketing objectives, and your operational objectives. So in case of in case of your corporate objectives, it provides the organizational direction. In case of marketing strategy or marketing objectives, which defines how the organization will compete in its chosen market. And in the last one, the operational strategy, which provide capability to compete in those market. So moving to the next slide, in that particular slide, if you go to the wide scenario, especially reference to Terry Hill model, reference to your operation strategy. If you go to the corporate strategy, we have growth, survival, profit, your return on investment, and other financial measures should be considered. The next part is in case of your marketing strategies, it also includes product market and segment, range is there, product mix is there, product volume is there. The next part is standardization versus customization there. The next part is product innovation, or that is known as your level of innovation is there. And the last one is leader versus your follower is there. But the thing that in case of marketing strategy, you must go for order winners, which basically include price, qualities, delivery, speed, reliability. The next is demand. In case of product, increase, that is demand increase. The next is color range. The next one is your product range. The next one is that is known as your design, brand image, then technical support, and after sales support. And the last one is in case of your operational strategy, which is referred to or which is otherwise known as manufacturing strategy. It is basically include process, and for process strategy, you need to support some infrastructures. So in case of process strategy, we have choice of alternative processes are there. The next is trade-off in case of processes there. The next is role of inventory is there, make or buy decision is there, and capacity in the form of size, timing, and location is there. But in case of your infrastructure, which is basically support your process in case of your manufacturing strategy, that is function, support, manufacturing. In case of manufacturing, planning and control system is there. Quality assurance and control system is there. The next is manufacturing system engineering there, and some clerical procedure basically include in case of documentation is there. The next is compensation is there, agreement is there, work structuring and organizational structure basically include in the segment of your infrastructure to support process, which is enhance different activities in case of your operational strategy as far as concerned with Terry Hill model. Moving to next part, if you go to the next part in case of Terry Hill operational strategy formulation, basically 5 steps should be considered. First one is define corporate objectives. As I told, in case of corporate objectives, the most important thing is that it provide a organizational directions. The next is determine the market strategy to meet these objectives. In that marketing strategy, it's define how the organization will compete and in its chosen markets. So basically, it's provide a particular objective to compete in the market across various type of competitor. The next is access how different win orders against the competitor. As I told in the last slide, order winners are basically include pricing strategy, your quality strategy, your delivery strategy, and some other strategy. For example, in case of after sales service strategy would be include against competitors. The next is establish most appropriate mode of delivery this set of product. And last one is provide infrastructure to required to support the operations. So these are the basic steps basically include in case of Terry Hill operational strategy formulation. Moving to the next part, as I told in the last class, basically across the globe or across the world, the strategy in case of your operation strategy, or you can say that is in case of uh, strategy formulation, or in case of operation strategy model, basically 4 type of models should be adopted by any kind of industries. First one is your global strategy, second one is your international strategy, the next is in case of transactional strategy, and the last one is multi domestic strategies. So if you go to the basic content of global strategy point of view, first you have to go for standardized product, economic of scale, and cross cultural learnings. So if you go to that point of view, some examples are that is known as Texta instrument, then Caterpillar, then OTS elevators are basically used in case of global strategy. So have you already experienced the OTS elevators in case of Big Bazaar, in case of Pantaloon also? The next moving to the next part, that is known as your international strategy. In case of international strategy, import or export or license exist product are basically include. Basically, some steel companies or your company like Harley Davidson basically include, or they directly go for international strategy. But the thing is that the duty or custom duty charges uh, initiation by the central government is already high in this particular union budget. That should be 110% to 120%, and plus 36% of your GST and CGST should be included. That is why Harley Davidson like company are directly just exist from Indian market due to government policies. Moving to the next one, in case of transactional strategy, basically include move materials, peoples, and idea across national boundaries. It also include economics of scale. The next is cross-cultural learnings is must are also included in this particular. The basic company include this type of strategy that is known as Coca-Cola. And as you know, the Coca-Cola in case of state of Odisha, that is owned by Hindustan Beverage Private Limited. And next part is your Nestle companies, especially for baby care and baby food, are very much famous in that particular case. And the last strategy is that is known as your multi-domestic strategy, which basically include huge existing domestic model globally. The next part is franchise and joint venture and subsidiaries are included. For example, Hinge, McDonald's, and bodies of Hard Rock Cafe. If you include the company like that is known as your even ITC also basically include this company. They are place their particular product in domestic, as well as they will also provide different type of franchise and joint venture as well as in case of subsidiaries also. So these are the global strategy. These are the four global strategy basically used for any kind of companies. But the thing that whenever you implement this operational strategy, or you consider it as the manufacturing strategy, you must consider some factors which are directly influence your strategy. We have discussed that part. So these are the basically two type of factors. So first one is internal factors and external factors. We'll discuss one by one. In case of internal factor, human resource. So as you know, due to cross cultural activities, as far as concerned with more number of multinational companies, if you take the case studies of Chevrolet Motors, in that case, the company belong to your South Korea, and your manpower, especially reference to human resource department. Most of the people are from local land loser as well as localites. In that case, what will happen? As you know, India is a very cultural country, and every month there may be a holiday belong to your festivities or any kind of event. So that is why there may be a class in between top level of management as well as in between middle level of management, and in case of your lower management. So due to that improper communications and more amount of holidays, especially reference to Chevrolet Motors, the company directly exists from the Indian market in case of four-wheeler segment. The next part is facility and equipment. So as you know, most of the company are adopting new technology. So due to new technology, what will happen? They just eliminate or minimize the percentage of wages in case of labor intensive. So in that case, it is also affect. It is one side of a coin. If you think about other side of coin, in that case, what will happen? Basically, if you go for expansion project or any kind of modification or customization project, especially reference to your operational strategy, in that case you have to go for initial training of that particular thing, the basic training regarding how to set up the machines, how to use the machine, and how to increase the efficiency of that machine. That also affect on your operational strategy. The next is financial resources. The next is customers. As you know, customer is always king for any kind of product and services. So for customer is always the customer demand is uncertain. So that should be increase or decrease according to that customer demand. You have to arrange your capacity planning, and that directly influence your operation strategy. The next is product and services. The next is technology, and the last one is supplier also. So if you think about the external point of view, so in case of external strategy or external factor which directly influence your operational strategy, first one is economic conditions. The next is political conditions. The third one is legal environment. The next is technology, then competitiveness. The next last one is market. So if you think about economic condition, as you know, in case of if you compare between state of Odisha versus your state of Kerala, in that case, for example, or you can take the cases of place like Maharashtra versus Odisha, the economic condition is very much higher side, or they are very much healthy in case of economic condition, the state like Maharashtra as compared to Odisha. The next is due to these economic conditions, they are also influence your operational strategies whenever you go for introduce or initiation of new product or process technology, even if in case of your you can say that is quality also. The next part is political condition. We have already aware of this Tata Nano Singur project totally influenced by government of West Bengal. So how the company will faces so many difficulties in case of operational, especially reference to manufacturing strategy. Then next is legal environment. As you know, in case of government has modify or customize every taxes or every rule and regulation in each financial year. So due to that thing, most of the company are faces a higher amount of losses, especially reference to your operational strategy. The next part is technology. We have already discussed if you employ at recent advances in case of technology, for example, in case of employed or that is known as commissioning of a new articulate robot, especially reference to your assembly or especially reference to loading or learning activities, it create a particular barrier in between human resource versus your technology, and that directly impact on your operational strategy model. The next is competitiveness. In case of competitiveness, for example, in case of price, for example, in case of quality, for example, in case of your sales after service strategy, that should be influenced by more number of competitions, and due to that things, most of the company are directly go for trade-off, especially reference to market condition. The next part is market. In case of market, that most of the companies, starting from manufacturing point of view, service industries, they are always search for the new market to explore their product. And due to exist market, if you find more number of competitors, their price strategy, their quality strategy is very much enhanced as compared to your product. It also influence your operational strategy model to sustain in the market. So these are the basic factors which is directly or indirectly influence your operation strategy model. Moving to next one. So this is the typical schematic view of your operational strategy model, how the operational strategy model should be implemented. First, as far as concerned with corporate and their business strategy, and that business strategy directly go to the operational strategy point, where missions is or mission should be defined. And the next, you have to identify some distinctive competitiveness, and after that you have to identify the objective of this competitiveness or competence. The next is some policy and tactics should be employed. So for operational strategy, you need to go for internal analysis. For example, you have to, if you find any kind of demand from customer point of view, you go for your capacity plannings. That means it includes layout, setting of machines, arrangement of skilled workers, then good quality of raw material. And for this, you have to coordinate with different department and sub-department levels. The next is your external analysis. That means the first you have to identify the economic conditions, the political conditions, the government, legal and environment conditions. The next part is you have to analyze who are the different type of competitor available in the market, and finally you must go for taking a analysis regarding the market. So after that, you directly go for consist pattern of decision and finally get the result. But if you go to the functional strategy point of view, which is directly or you can say that is very much correlated to strategy and business strategy. In case of functional strategy, basically include marketing, finance, engineering, human resource, and information systems. So these are the functional strategy which is also merged with your operational strategy. So this is the wild view of your operational strategy. Whenever you implement this particular strategy to product industry or service industry, basically these are adopted. For example, in case of taking linkage between your corporate and operation strategy. Next part is corporate and your operation strategy with supply chain, and the last one is operation strategy with market. We'll discuss one by one. Till that, any doubt from your side? Anyone? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So, can you suggest a environmental impact on industries? Can you tell a particular case? X, uh, just eliminate the case of Tata. Is any case of environmental impact on your operational strategy? Anything else? Recently, it was happened. Anyone?
Sir, in India or in worldwide?
In Bhubaneswar, last week it was happened, and it hugely impact on you can say that is in case of operational
Oh, sir,
strategy. The company,
जो gas blast.
no, no, not glass plus.
Oh,
Anyone? Recently, last week, oh, हुआ है. Have you ordered the food in case of online? Anyone?
means sir, in last 1 week?
Yes, yes.
No, sir.
Okay, in the last week, what happened? The most of the employees, especially reference to your delivery executive of Swiggy, they are directly go for strike. That means they uh, they wish to increase the incentive as well as the salary perk in case of Swiggy. So due to that thing, company face a huge amount of losses in case of operational strategy, especially reference to delivery of delicious food to different destinations. Clear, and the strike is still going on in some part of Bhubaneswar also. So due to that thing, one factor I have already discussed in case of human resource. So if you go for human resource point of view, if people are go for strikes for increase the wages or increase the incentive, in that case, that company will faces huge amount of operations, you can operational losses, especially reference to food deliveries. And you have already told Sangram that in case of Indian oil blast, especially reference to Bhubaneswar area, that does not affect that. I repeat that that incident did not uh, uh, affect the company's overall sales or as well as only the franchise owner face huge amount of losses. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So moving to the next one, how we are discussing about operational strategy, how it should be linked to the corporate strategy. Here the overview of this particular things. So whenever you think about corporate strategy, basically corporate business strategy should be implemented, and the corporate business strategy is directly go for operational strategy. I think this picture is not visible properly in case of operational. I just read this one. In case of
Sir,
operational strategy, yes.
sir, that example you given in case of Swiggy,
Uh,
is it going on whole over the India or it is only going on in Odisha?
in Bhubaneswar area, not other part of Odisha, only in Bhubaneswar area.
Sir, why in like Bhubaneswar area they are giving so much low delivery charges to the
It
delivery
is
boys
happened due to the
because
economic condition. As I give the example in case of your economic condition, which affect your operation strategy models. The thing is that if you go to the Delhi wages, as far as government of or central government has fixed around 350 rupees per day. So if you calculate 350 rupees into 30, that means how much?
almost
Almost near about your 12,000, 11,000 or 12,000. Is it clear?
yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
The thing is that they are
But
providing
it's
that
not
salary. There is,
happening like in case of Zomato, because Zomato delivery boys never complain about their delivery charges. But once I heard about Swiggy delivery boy, he is also complaining to me like, look where I am getting your order and giving this to you, and look they are giving me just 30 rupee charges. But I never heard that from Zomato boy.
because Zomato is the paying structure is very much neat and clean as far as concerned with Zomato, and they will also provide incentive if you work over extra. For example, if you work for extra 4 hour, they will provide incentives. Clear. And in case of Swiggy, if you cancel a particular order, that order directly go to that particular restaurant or service industries. But the thing is, in case of Zomato, you can directly consume. Clear. There is no complaint
Yes.
from delivery executive point of view. Have you seen that viral video that particular person is in a smiling face and after company getting those things and he also increased
Yes.
some
Yes.
exactly. तो उस बंदे को कंपनी ने 30 या 40,000 ऐसे कुछ इंसेंटिव एक्स्ट्रा पेड किया था एंड ही द you can say that is Indian ambassador for that month. So that kind of you can say the enhancement in case of career, they will doing their duty in a trusty or you can say that is the more excellent way. But the thing is that in case of Swiggy, they will go for number of delivery. As per the number of delivery, they will provide some amounts. So due to that thing, people are facing more number of what financial crisis. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or
sir.
no? Okay. So next time जब मंगाओगे, better you directly switch for Zomato. Clear? Because they
Yes.
are already win the heart of customers in different locations. But the thing is that if you order from Swiggy, the time limit is 9:30. After 9:30, you never go for ordering more delicious dishes from different restaurants due to these ongoing strikes. Clear? So if you link between your first one, corporate and operational strategy, so as you know, in case of your operational strategy model, basically include corporate strategy, marketing strategy. The next one is operational strategy. So corporate strategy directly communicate or directly provide the decision regarding design and improvement process. First one. Second is planning and managing project. The next is designing value chains. And the last part is operating value chains. That means in case of corporate strategy will provide more decision regarding value addition, designing the value chain, and operate the different component of value chains that enhance more potential customers. The next part is your uh, corporate strategy to market strategy. In that case, the corporate strategy provide the instruction to the marketing team. That marketing team is responsible for conducting various market analysis. The market analysis basically include competitive priorities, and that competitive priority directly provide the decision regarding operation strategy. The next part is that in case of competitive priority, most of the company are directly go to new service or product designs. So if you take the case studies of Colgate, last 20 years back, the sales of Colgate is very less as compared to other competitors. But if you think in case of Indian scenario, in this case of toothpaste industry, there is no competitors available. Only one, that is Colgate. You can say that is Colgate Sibaka is there. But after few years, the Colgate company occupied Sibaka toothpaste. Clear. And there is another segment is there that is known as your Dabur. So due to these two type of competitors, one is the traditional competitor and other is compete with different type of product like your powder form of toothpaste. The companies increase the exist tube of toothpaste. So due to that thing, the sales will be increased. So everyone already know this particular case studies. But the thing is that if you go for competitive priority, you must go for new service as well as new product designs. If you take the case of Royal Enfields, clear. So what is the recent service or product design is taken or the strategy should be taken by Royal Enfield? Anyone? Can you tell last week Royal Enfield ने एक अपडेट दिया हुआ है फॉर इंक्रीज कस्टमर सर्विस लास्ट 10 दिन में रॉयल एनफील्ड की तरफ से आया था मतलब एक स्ट्रेटेजी आया था that strategy is very much acceptable by young mass? Anyone?
Don't know, sir.
I'm actually guessing the thing that but girls are not go for more number of update in case of bikes. This particular question for boys only. Anyone? Any recent update from Royal Enfield to increase the operational strategies, especially reference to service? Shubham?
ये सर शुभम को बताया होगा, मुझे सर इतना बताया तो थंडरबर्ड का एक जो
नहीं नहीं
मॉडल
नहीं
ला रहा है
नहीं
और
नहीं नहीं
एक क्लासिक मॉडल ला रहे हैं।
नहीं नहीं that is not the strategy. Yes, Avinash Parida. That concept is the tagline of that particular concept is that your Royal Enfield, your legacies. Clear? That means in every outlet, the Royal Enfield has initiated customized version of Royal Enfields. That should be implemented very shortly. That means if you are owner of that particular bike, if you want to customize, as you know, in case of India, the customization of bike is illegal, particularly in case of mass modification, reference to your silencer, even if in your body part. So that is why the Royal Enfield has made a operational strategy in case of service industries. The tagline is your Royal Enfield, your legacies. That means you have to directly communicate or contact their executive according to your need. They will go for modifications, and that modification is legal in by Royal Enfield, and they will provide some certification. And due to that modification, more number of mass, you can say in case of young mass, is attracted towards customization, especially reference to Royal Enfields. So due to that strategy, and they also introduce another strategy that is known as on the road assistance. And for on road assistant, whenever you purchase, they will provide a particular 1 year, 2 year, 3 year warranty. And due to that warranty, what will happen? Whenever you face any kind of difficulty during ride from one place to other place, they will assist related to technical issues, related to your engine issues, even if some component issues, especially reference to Royal Enfield. So due to that strategy, what will more number of young mass should be attracted to this particular bike segment. Moving to the next part. Finally, if you go to the operational strategy point, starting from design, then planning, then designing in case of value chain or operating value chains, if you find any kind of difficulty or a particular gap in between that, this gap performance is directly communicated with your corporate strategies. So this is the whole scenario whenever you linkage the corporate as well as operational strategy. Moving to the next part, the next linkage in between operation and supply chains. Clear. So as you know, in case of your supply chain framework or supply chain model framework, basically four entities should be considered. The first entity is your, that is known as your product. The next is your facilities. The next is your career, and the last one is route. So in case of operation and supply chain framework, you have to go for strategy visions. So what kind of strategy? First, you focus on customer needs. So whether the customer go for new product or your existing products, that is the most important things. Then after you go to the competitive dimension and requirement. So in case of competitive dimension, we basically include the quality, the price, the dependability, the speed, and flexibility. So if you go to this competitiveness dimension requirement, especially reference to trade-off in case of operation strategy, which are directly this information regarding quality, price, dependability, speed, and flexibility is directly go to your enterprise capability. That means in case of enterprise, we already aware of research and development unit is there, technology should be included in there, the manufacturing system is there, then human resource in the form of people is there, and this merge different kind of supply capabilities, your operational capability, and starting from your research and development, technology, system, your people and distributions. For these things, you need to go for supportive platform. So what are the supportive platform? The financial management, the human resource management, and for technology required information technology. So if you find any kind of difficulties in that case, that are starting from the order fulfillment or after sales service, that also goes to your customers. And as well as if you go for a new product introduction or initiation of new product development, that also goes to customer point of view. So this bring your operation as well as supply chain framework in a particular platform to build up the recent or advanced form of your operation strategy models. Moving to the next, the final linkage, that is reconcile operation and marketings. In case of reconcile operation and marketings, it basically includes three major pillars. First one is operational resource. Next is strategy recoordinations. Then last one is market requirement. So in case of operation resource, especially reference to your manufacturing, which include operation resources, operation competitiveness or competence. The next is operation process. The and these, starting from your operation resource, operation competitiveness, and operation process, are basically the top authorities provide a huge amount of operational strategy decision, which is correlations between different strategy belong to marketing, strategy belong to your sales, or you can say that is increase or increase the percentage of profit also. So if you see the next part, in case of marketing requirement, the marketing requirement basically include market segment, market position, and competitor activities. And these are directly included in case of your performance objectives. So if you combines your operation strategy decisions and performance objectives, it made a strategic core correlations. In that case, if you go to the next part, next part of this particular diagram, in case of operation resource, you have to understand the resources and processes. For example, you take the case of cement industry. So as you know, cement industry is a process industry, or you can take the example of sugar industry. So as you know, sugar industry are also is a process industry. In that process industry, you have to go for operation resource, that is man, machine, material. The next is operation competitiveness. That means operation should be very much, you can say it is very much efficient. There should be easily flow the raw material from one end to other end. The next part is operation process. In case of operation process, the machines, tool, the sequence, the schedules, the planning is very much important. And starting from the operation resource and the operation competence, then there is operation process. You need to go for operation strategy decisions. What kind of strategy? That means you have to employ a highly skilled um, operator. In case of machines, the machine settling time is very much less. The cost of inventory, the flow of material should be in a sequence manner. You directly refer to the flow chart of raw material from one end to other end. That should be included in case of operation decision. The next part, in case of performance objectives, you must go for market segmentation. So in case of market segmentations, you must know about the market positions and who are the competitor and what are their activity. You must go for in case of your performance strategy. The next, in case of operation resource, first you have to understanding the resources and process. And this, after getting the exact information from the operation point of view, then you go for strategic decision. What kind of strategic decision? As I told, this basically include capacity, supply network, your process technology, development, and organizations. But in case of your performance objective, you need to focus on quality, speed, dependability, flexibility, and last one is cost. Is it clear to all? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here the typical case study of a pump companies. Suppose there is a pump manufacturer is there, and they the performance objective basically include, as I told in the previous slide, that dependability, speed of delivery of pump, confirmation of qualities, and speed to the market. But for these performance objectives, you need to focus on customers, market position, and competitors. So in case of customer, as you know, the market segment basically based on purchase volume, end item application, or your overall engineering maintenance or replacement. And the next one is geographical location, basically include in case of market segments. The next is in case of market position, the difference based on innovative product, time to market, product range, and coordinated launches should be required. But in case of competitor activities, traditionally weak in case of promotions, design innovation, and performance quality, these kind of activity you collect from the market. फॉर एग्जाम्पल तुमको पता है कि तुम्हारा कॉम्पिटिटर का प्रमोशन बहुत खराब गया है, their design innovation is very poor and confirmation of quality is very, that means the rating is in case of quality is very poor. So these are directly enhance your performance objective in case of dependability, speed, confirmation of quality, and the last one is speed to market. Is it clear? Moving to the next part. So for this,
Can you repeat, sir?
after getting the information, previous one, this one.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Previous one.
Suppose you are a pump manufacturer. So as far as concerned with your operational strategy or performance objectives, first we take the one side of your performance objectives and another side is known as your operational strategy. So in case of performance strategy, you must go for dependabilities, speed of delivery, confirmation of quality, and speed to the market. But what are the input? Input is the segmentation of or segmentation of market. In case of segmentation of market, if you go for customer point of view, they must always include purchase volume, कितना मतलब वॉल्यूम परचेस किया गया है, एंड आइटम एप्लीकेशन कितना है, ओवरऑल इंजीनियरिंग मेंटेनेंस कितना है और रिप्लेसमेंट कितना हुआ है, और ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशन क्या है कस्टमर का. The next part is in case of your market position, you must go for differentiation based on innovative product, whether your product is very much innovative or it should be timely reach to the market, and it will provide a different range of product. That means product mix is there and coordinating launches are there. But if you go for competitor activities, if you find some traditional weakness or weak in case of the competitor's point of view, that means competitor never go for any kind of promotions, their design innovation is very much poor, and their confirmation of quality is very poor. And these information starting from customers, market position and competitor activities, these are directly enhance your performance objectives. तुमको अगर पता है कि कस्टमर कितना वॉल्यूम खरीदेगा, what is their geographical location, how much he pay for the maintenance, what is the application of end items. If the customer is know that will enhance your performance objectives. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Next part, if you go to the market position, that means whenever you go for sustaining the market, that means you have to go for innovative product and speedily or you can say timely deliver your product in the market. And your product have different range. That means you go for product mix. If you go for pump industries, in that case 1 HP pump is there, 2 HP pump is there, that is the different range of pump. And you also directly go for a company also directly go for coordinating different launches means these are promotional activities to sell the particular product. The next part, if you go to the last part, you must aware of competitor activities. So competitor activities, what are the outcome? If you found these three outcome, for example, the promotional activities by your competitor is very poor. The design innovation is very not acceptable by the customer, or the confirmation of quality is very poor as far as concerned with competitor point of view. These things starting from customer, market position, and competitor increase your performance objective with reference to pump product. Is it clear? Yes and no?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moving to the next part. The next part is operation strategy. So as I told in the previous slide, we have already covered the performance side, and this slide will cover in case of operation strategy. So for increase or taking the decision related to operation strategy, first you have to go for your operation resources. So in case of operation resources, we have tangible and intangible goods are there. For example, in case of tangible, equipments and staff are required. Intangible, that is reputation, brand value, relationship with customer and experience, that should be very much required in case of resources. The next part is your operation capabilities. the application of leading edge technology in electronics control. That means you have to go for recent advanced technology for your capability, especially reference to operational activities. Then articulation of client requirement. That means that is electronically modified client requirement. That articulation of requirement. It's basically need for different type of client requirement, especially reference to operation process. And lastly, you have to coordinate with different processes, include integration of equipment, supply and client requirement, design process is there, supplier license process is there. So as you know, in case of you go for a higher or very much complex type of machine, in that machines you need to go for license process. For example, in case of pollution control machines, जो तुम लोग मतलब बाइक अपना फोर व्हीलर और कुछ भी मतलब टेस्ट करवाते हो, तो जो मशीन जो लोग परचेज करते हैं, if a particular person is purchase that particular machine, he must taking the license from the local authority, and for local authority he must contact the Odisha Pollution Control Board as well as your Bhubaneswar Municipality Corporation for license process. Then if you include resources, if you include operation resources, then operation capabilities and operation processes, it directly lead towards taking operational strategy decision in case of location. The next is computer simulation capabilities. The basically computer simulation capabilities is basically required for manufacturing activities that enable or that synchronize different process, different machines, and as well as it is also applicable for in case of quality control. Then I see internet checking by customers, then supply development, order tracking system, organizational structure and culture. Last one is sharp meeting is required in case of decision making. So moving to the next part, after getting the operational strategy and as well as performance strategy, these are the critical success factor that should be, you can say that is the biggest conclusion from this particular case study. First one is in case of marketing, that is service, distribution, promotion, channel of distribution, product positioning, that is image and functions should be included. In case of financing and accounting, that is leverage cost of capital, working capital, receivable and payable, financial control, and line of credit should be included. Then in the decision part, the product and the option are customized or standardized. In case of quality, that is define customer expectation and how to achieve them. In case of process, that is facility size and technology capacity. In case of location, that is near supplier or near customers. In case of layout, that is work seller and SPL lines. In case of human resource, you go for the option that is specialized or very much skilled jobs. Then in case of supply chain, that is single or multiple supplier. In case of inventory, when to order and how much to keep on hand. Then in case of schedule, that is stable or fluctuate production rate. And the last one is in case of maintenance, that is repair as required to preventive maintenance. So these are the key successful factors. Moving to the next one, here the real-time example of British Airways who implement these operational strategy models. So if you go for corporate strategy mission to be undisputed leader in the world travel, especially reference to of airways. The next is in case of operation missions, deliver overall supplier service and good value to the customers. Then in case of distinct competence, in case of friendly and professional service provider is there. In case of objectives, that is well-trained employees and motivated employees there. In case of company policy, that is fast turnaround at counters, quick complaint response, etc. But if you go to the characteristic of operational strategy, that is internal and external consistent with corporate business strategies. And the next part is other functional strategy like marketing and finance. But in case of, if you go to the third point, the pattern of structure and infrastructure investment, especially reference to airlines. The next is competitive environment, customer and competitor are there. The next point is that build core operation capability, that is competitive advantage by applying operational strategies model or framework. The new opportunity in case of that is known as customer service, and in case of for transportation of good and as well as for different package to different part of world. And they also focus on timeless enduring. and they also explicit recognition of trade-off. That means if you compromise in case of your quality, price, or dependability, flexibility, it also increase the target key performance dimension and set clear priority and promote clarity which be included in case of best areas. So that's all from my side. Anyone, any questions for today's sessions? Anyone?
No, sir. Understood.
No,
Okay.
sir.
So that's all from my side.